Hello, welcome. My name's John Brunswick, and we're going to be looking at the Salesforce Sales Console. If you think about any organization, they're generally a group of individuals making sales calls all day long. In order to best support them, we want to provide a very contemporary, engaging, and social experience. So what we've done is we've used the Salesforce console and then used some customizations to provide some unique functionality to enrich that experience. The reason that I have multiple devices behind me is we're also going to demonstrate how some of the Salesforce technology enables us in real time to synchronize events across systems. And this even includes working on our mobile device. So if we're looking at a record on our sales console, it's instantly available on the device, and any actions we take on the device are instantly recognized on the desktop. We're going to take a functional tour across what we have within the console and periodically zoom in and out so that you can see the synchronization happen across the devices as different events occur, like updating leaderboards. So let's have a look.
The Sales Console fundamentally provides easy access to a variety of different objects within Salesforce without having to open a ton of browser windows. What we've done here is created a custom left sidebar. And if we look toward the top, we have a series of different buttons that allow us to filter the leads that we're seeing here. Now, any lead that's in light blue is a lead that hasn't been touched. And any lead that has an orange stripe at the bottom is a lead that is considered hot. What we've also done is extended it so that we can select favorites from the list. So let's go back to Show All for a moment. If I go ahead and add Catherine Goodall as a favorite and filter, she now appears in the favorites. Let's go back to Show All. Now sometimes we want to get more detail than simply just the lead name and the company. And in order to do that, we can click this button to expand our view. So we stay in this card-based view, very much like Pinterest, and get easy access to all the different views. Now down below, we have a couple buttons that we'll cover a little bit later as we open up accounts and start to go through and take a look at them. Let's go ahead and shrink those back down, and let's open up Penny's account to take a look. Now you'll notice when we open Penny's account that on the left-hand side, her card is light blue with that orange stripe at the bottom. When her lead is now opened within the console, we've preserved that same styling. And at the top of the screen, we're providing access to her key details, so her role, her contact information, and then we tell a story about when her lead arrived, who she works for, and what she's interested in. We also have the opportunity to log a call, and a little bit later, we'll look at how that works live when connected with a mobile phone. We also have the opportunity to go ahead and convert her lead to an opportunity, and again, that's something else that we'll do in a moment.
One of the benefits of using Salesforce is that we also get to leverage the platform. This allows us to use things like WebSockets to keep our devices in sync. If we go ahead and click on Penny's record, we'll notice that the phone in real time updates with the same color and information as well as her phone number to click to call. If we go ahead and open another record, let's open Laura, you'll notice that the phone also updates. Now, right below Laura's name, if we click on the phone number, it's going to open a call log. This allows us to easily, with minimal effort, make sure that we're logging our calls and easily integrate with a regular phone.
Now, if we scroll down, a couple things happen. One, you'll notice that the top bar shrunk down. We still have the log a call and convert buttons, but just to make room, we actually removed her other details. Now, here we have three boxes. We have a what box, And that box is using the interest that she specified when she submitted her lead or when we, over the phone, entered in the information about her lead. And it's pulling up knowledge base articles. If we click on it, it actually opens the knowledge base article in a sub-tab. So we never have to leave the console here. We can get access to all those details. So maybe it's something about a discount or a promotion. Now, in the middle of the page, we have some information about where Penny's from. This helps us to start a conversation because, again, we're doing this from the standpoint of being a whole bunch of people making calls all day. So she's from May, Texas. It's 50 degrees out. And here's some recent news. This just gives us some sound bites to maybe start a discussion. In addition to that, we can see her lead score on the right-hand side. And because her lead is coming from either the web or a brief solicitation, we're just using some fundamental details to kind of get that score. Did we get a phone number from her? Do we just have her email, etc.? If we scroll down a little bit further, we have a list of available campaigns. What we're doing here is we're using some automatic filtering to figure out what campaigns are open and available, but also which ones match her product interests. If we click on a campaign, it actually opens up the details about that given campaign. And what we can also do is that if we find out that a campaign is in fact in line with her interests, we simply drag and drop the campaign and it assigns her to that campaign. That's all within the same screen. There's no opening up multiple windows, making many mouse clicks. We're just doing it right here. Now at the very bottom, we have a listing of all of our activities that we've had with Penny. So if we went ahead and logged a new call and say called and left a message, the page just in the middle here would refresh and we would see in fact that we've completed our call. Now, on the right-hand side of the screen, we're pulling in some social content. So here we're pulling back some YouTube information, and we're doing that all on the basis of company name. She's from Town Call LLC. Let's go ahead and see if we can't find one that's a little bit more helpful. Let's open Stacy Allen's from Yoga Life. And what we can see on the right-hand side here is that now we're actually even getting Twitter information as well. And so we're able to, again, based on Yoga Life, just see what's going on in the social community in and around the leads that we're calling into. You'll notice, by the way, that when we open Stacy Allen's lead, again, toward the top of the screen, it actually preserved her tab color and style to help us easily identify what type of lead she is. We're going to switch over to a live view for a moment and actually show an incoming lead and how that instantaneously updates our cards on the left-hand side of the screen with that new information.
First thing that we'll highlight is adding a lead within the system, whether it comes from a web page or within the Salesforce application, is instantly reflected in the list of leads on the left-hand side. So let's go ahead and save this lead. And we'll notice that just as we saved, the left-hand side updated with the new lead. If we go ahead and click on Donnie Demo, we now have Donnie Demo's record open directly within the Sales Console.
So now that we've seen the interaction with that live lead coming in, let's actually go ahead and take a look at what it's like to convert Stacy from a lead to an opportunity. You'll notice that when we click the button, we're now looking at each other. So in order to make this engaging and fun, this is actually going to end up on a leaderboard after we convert Stacy. And what we've done is that right below me, we have a box that's essentially like a tweet. But what we're going to do with it is put information that's going to be helpful to other people. So for instance, let's say the data sheet on the GC 5000 was great, used bullet number 2 in list. And so what we've done is we're going to take a moment to celebrate, but we're also going to provide value back to the community. Let's go ahead and submit the conversion. And there we are. We're going to take a deeper look at the details of this particular leaderboard, but you'll notice that it's something that's meant to be fun and social. Let's actually go ahead and pop it out for a second. And what we can see here is here we are, and here's our comment. And as we mouse over the different comments toward the bottom of the screen, these are all salespeople who have converted a lead. And this is just meant to be helpful and fun. Toward the top of the screen, we can filter by a given sales member. And in order to show what happens with the real-time communication, let's take a look at a live example so you can see multiple systems update in real time when a lead is closed.
Over to the right, we've pulled up our leaderboard. Toward the top of the page, we can see that we have 3 reps and they're each tied at 3 conversions. On the left-hand side, we've pulled up Donnie Demo's record. And if we scroll on our sidebar, we can see that his card is available in the list. We just had a great call with Donnie though, and we've actually converted him to an opportunity. So let's just go ahead and update and say the data sheets were helpful in conversion. And what we'll do is we'll simply smile for the camera and submit our victory. On the right-hand side, not only did the charts toward the top of the page update, our comment came through toward the bottom with our photo. And on the left-hand side of the list, Donnie was removed from it. So we not only updated the dashboard, but we removed Donnie from the list. And we also brought up the leaderboard on this other desktop. So that's the synchronization aspect that we were speaking about.
Now we're going to spend some time on the left-hand side of the screen with that lower toolbar. If we click on the $sign, it opens a random lead. This is something where if we're hitting the phones all day, we might get a little tired and might want to shake things up and just roll the dice and see who comes up. This is also something where using our mobile integration, we can actually shake our phone to open a random lead. Clicking on the map icon brings up a lead map. And we'll notice here that what we're seeing are actually clusters of leads. If we double click and drill into the map, we'll notice that those clusters expand each time we get closer to a node. And if we click on a given lead, we'll actually see the details for it and we can click to open it. What we can also do is in the upper right-hand corner, we can filter what we're seeing on the map on the basis of a factor for that lead. In this case, we're just using open and close leads. Let's click into the Boston area, and we can see that the map updates, the clusters expand, and we're able to click on and open our particular lead. The last part of the toolbar is the leaderboard. That trophy icon is the leaderboard that we've already taken a look at. And the last icon we already have used when we were in the full view of all of our cards. That simply gives us more detail for each of the cards. So I hope that this has been interesting and helpful to see how the console can be expanded and just the potential for what can be done. The custom visual force used to enrich each one of these console areas is something that I'll roll out across the blog in sample snippets over the coming weeks. I hope that this has been helpful and look forward to any comments or questions about how this was created. Thank you.